So let's move on to the next topic. Jason, I know you and I we're going to go off on this, but we need to keep it short.
Well, I will. I will.
Okay.
Try
So, big news coming out of the WWE realm, World Wrestling Entertainment, has been sold. It is no longer owned by Vince McMahon. It is now owned by Endeavor, which is the owners of the UFC. So it is now one massive organization. WWE was sold for $8 billion, making Endeavor a $21+ billion company.
Reference, I saw this today. When Vince McMahon bought WWE back in the day,
from his father.
Yeah,
by the way.
It was only like $1 million. It's like a little over $1 million he bought it for. So the fact that it went up as high as it did.
Yes. So he did sell the company. We don't know what that's going to mean. They're saying it's not going to mean anything for the content with the company.
We've already seen
but we did see that on Monday night. Vince McMahon is back in charge.
Not just
with
Monday.
The second night of WrestleMania and Monday night, Vince McMahon is back in charge of creative. I guess it's not a good look. A lot of the employees, the wrestlers in the company are talking about leaving if he stays there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what they needed. I think there needs to be a mass exodus or something drastic to happen for this company to be like, okay, this guy sucks. We need to fire him. Because for the first time in his career at WWE, he can be fired. He's not the boss anymore.
Yeah. But they're not going to fire him.
No.
They're not going to fire him. They're not going to do it. But
he's going to die doing this job.
I told this to Bo watching Monday Night Raw, which has to go down as one of, if not the worst episodes of Monday Night Raw ever.
In its 30+ year run.
I told him that I don't know if I'm going to be watching WWE until Vince McMahon is gone from the equation.
You went from some of the highest highs in that company has ever seen.
Dude.
161,000 people in SoFi Stadium over 2 nights of WrestleMania, and you fuck it up in one night.
Night 1 of WrestleMania, that was on trajectory to go down as potentially the greatest WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And then night 2 happened. Yeah. And Shane McMahon came out and tore his quad because,
Oh, yeah. Ramsey, if you haven't seen this video, get on either YouTube or TikTok and look up Shane McMahon quad. The dude jumps over someone, lands, and just tears his quad, and then Snoop Dogg took it from there. I mean, granted, he was being told what to do, but he took over and dropped the worst people's elbow in the history of wrestling. But it was a night 2, and Raw was a shit show. And we're just gonna have to play it by ear. We're just gonna have to go because we don't know what else is gonna happen.
Here's the funny thing: I was watching night 2 of WrestleMania, and Shane came out, and I'm like, "Wow, this is a really missed opportunity for LA Knight, Bobby Lashley," and I'm like, "Man, this kind of feels like Vince."
LA Knight and Bobby Lashley were going to meet at WrestleMania, and it was scrapped.
Yeah, and Monday Night Raw was supposed to go completely different from what came. Yeah. Seth Rollins found out that his segment was scrapped while he was in the ring.
Yeah,
like that's just so bad. And I'm going to, before fully hitting the panic button, I'm gonna let SmackDown happen on Friday night. I'm not going to be able to watch it. So, Bo, are you watching it?
What do I got going on tomorrow night? I might watch some of it, yes.
Okay. If you do, let me know how it is. If I find out that Vince McMahon traveled and took control of creative again, like he did Monday night, I'm done.
They're saying he might not be there, but he might do it from Zoom. He might do it virtually.
See, here's my thing. The little bit of hope that I keep hanging on to is the only reason why he took control of Raw was because it was in LA and he was already there.
Yeah.
That's my only little bit of hope that I'm holding on to. If come tomorrow night and it turns out that Vince ran the show, I'm done. I'm not watching it until he's gone. Because
I'll keep you updated because
knowing what this company can be without him, I can't go back. I can't do it. Like,
and it's the fact that this is the man that gave us the best WrestleMania of all time, WrestleMania 17. He's given us some great storylines in the past.
Oh, he made WWE what it is today.
He did. But he's just losing touch with what reality is. He's losing touch with where wrestling is going.
Yeah.
He still thinks it needs to be big giant men, to quote one of the wrestlers, big meaty men slapping meat. All right.
And
my favorite saying of all time, and I'm going to say it all the time now.
And I saw, so it was announced earlier that Triple H is going to come out on SmackDown and have a special announcement, which we saw what that was.
That's why I'm going to watch. That's what I want to see.
And there's rumors going around that it could be him saying, same thing that he did on Monday night, that WWE was sold, but it's not going anywhere. Then, now, forever, together, whatever.
Yeah.
BS he said. If it's that, whatever. If he comes out and says, I'm still in charge of creative, great. If he comes out and says, if he goes, something turns heel and says, new guy's in charge now or something, music hits and Vince comes walking out, I'm losing it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Mark it. You can mark it right now.
All right.
If Vince is in control Friday night, tomorrow night, if he is in control of creative, I'm not watching WWE until he's gone.
Okay, well that will be TBD, to be determined.
Because
we will find that out.
I can't support it.
Yeah,
and
we'll find that out Friday.
Knowing what WWE can be without him, I can't go back.
Yeah,
can't do it.
So we'll find that out tomorrow night. No, it doesn't matter to them. They're a $21 billion company now.
But for me,
yeah, we'll find out tomorrow, and we'll keep you updated on next week's episode. Because next week we are doing another episode of Deep Impact. But first, before we sign off, we have to talk about golf real quick. All right? Okay, this is my time. Ramsey had baseball, you had hockey, I got golf. All right? This is the best weekend in golf, bar none, in my opinion. It is the Masters. Augusta, Georgia. The course is in pristine condition. It's beautiful. They overseed the greens, or they overseed the fairways, the grass, everything. Fairways, rough, everything. So it is like green. All
That's
right?
truly beautiful.
It is. The pine straw underneath the pine trees lining each fairway. Amen Corner, number 11, 12, and 13. 3 of the most famous holes in golf. All right? 3 of the hardest holes in golf where potentially this tournament is won and lost. All right? Today was the first official day. All right? Day 2 is where everyone tries to make it above the cut. All right? 50 golfers make it through the cut. All right? It doesn't include ties, or that includes ties. So if someone's tied for 50th, they're making it through the cut. Right now, it's looking like Tiger Woods might not make the cut. He has to have a good day tomorrow. He's at +2 right now. He's at 2 over par. They're saying that the cut line might be at 2 or at +1, 1 over par. So this is one of the hardest courses in golf. And Victor Hovland, John Rahm, and Brooks Koepka, who is from the Live Tour, who we don't like to talk about him. We don't talk about those guys. They tore it up today. They finished 7 under par. All right. Victor Hovland had a great round today. bogey-free round, mind you. Okay, yeah, he had a bogey-free round. We got Jason Day tied for fourth. Adam Scott, former winner of Augusta, tied for sixth. The previous winner, 2022's Green Jacket recipient, Scotty Scheffler, is tied for sixth at 4 under. You know who he's also tied with, though, who I'm very happy about right now, is the amateur champion. So every year, Augusta has amateur champions. They play throughout the tournament. There's like 4 or 5 of them, but they have an amateur tour, and the champion gets the distinction of playing with the previous year's winner of Augusta, of the Masters. So his name is Sam Bennett, and he is 4 under par. He is tied with last year's winner. Okay? He is the first person in 20, 30 plus years to start the round with a birdie on number 1 and an eagle on number 2. Nobody in like 30 years has went 3-3 on the first 2 holes.
Nice.
And I just want to point out that on FanDuel, he is plus 100,000 to win. So far, he's gonna make the cut. You place $1 on this dude, you're getting $1,000. All right, I already placed my dollar. Okay, it's worth losing $1.
If that happens, man, that's got to be one of the best stories,
right?
Like, I mean, he's not just for the betting aspect of it, but just like the story.
Yeah, I mean, if the amateur can come in and he can beat, Scotty Scheffler, if he can beat all of these guys from the Live Tour, if he can beat Victor Hovland, Phil Mickelson, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, if he can beat Tiger fucking Woods to win the Masters in his first Masters as an amateur, dude.
Yeah.
Like that is a storybook that will be written for years to come.
Yeah.
Like watching Tiger Woods play today, he had a couple bad shots, but he still looked good. He didn't look like prime Tiger, obviously. Well, but it's always good to see Tiger Woods walking Augusta National. So can you tell that I love this? I love golf. There are 4 weekends in golf that I'm just ecstatic, and this is the first one. It's the Masters, the U.S. Open, the Open, and the PGA Championship. And I'm rooting for Rory McIlroy. Okay, so that just getting it out here, that's who I'm going for. He's even right now through 18 holes. He's tied for 37th, so he's got some work to do. But he usually plays better.
That's who I always go for.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I've always just liked him.
Yeah, I mean, he usually plays very well the last 2 days. Yeah. Like Friday and Saturday, he usually plays very well at Augusta. Thursday and Friday, he usually doesn't. He usually makes the cut, but the last 2 days is when he turns it on. He needs to turn it on tomorrow to get in contention and then completely kick ass, because the Masters is the last of the Grand Slams that he needs to win the Grand Slam, or the last the majors to win the Grand Slam. But it's gonna be just a great weekend for golf. Like I said earlier, a little disappointed that it's on Easter Sunday and I might not be able to get to watch as much as I want to. I do have the Masters app on my phone, so I will be watching wherever I go, including the office at work, like I did today. My boss came in and goes, "Oh, what are you doing?" I was like, He goes, "Oh, you watching the Masters? Let me watch." So he came and watched it with me. So he didn't care.
Good boss right there.
But yeah, no, it's a great time. It's the pageantry of Augusta National is just beautiful. If you have not looked up what Augusta looks like, I can't describe it. It's heaven on earth for a golf fan. There are 2 courses that are. Actually, no, 3. There are 3 major courses that are just beautiful, that are like, and it's Augusta National, TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Verde, Florida, and St. Andrews over in Scotland. But those are the big 3, and this is the first one of the season. So, or no, we had Augusta already. It was a player, or TPC was the Players a couple weeks ago. We have Augusta. So it's great. They lengthened the course a little bit longer. They made number 13 about 35 yards longer, but it actually surprisingly made the hole easier. So we're seeing some lower scores on it. It's great. It's great. I'm talking gibberish. No one understands what I'm talking about. It's golf.
Fine, dude. I mean, that's how I am with hockey. So
yeah, I literally have a golf ball, stress ball right here. So, but
like, again, I don't like hockey at all.
Yeah,
at all.
And Ramsey absolutely hates baseball. It's his least favorite thing in the whole wide world.
Yeah, I've only seen about 3 games in my life.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you a Masters piece of trivia.
Okay.
I saw this the other day, and I've been thinking it since you mentioned that amateur guy who's like doing so well right now. I literally already forget his name.
Sam Bennett.
Do you know where the amateurs stay during the Masters?
I do actually. So Augusta National's clubhouse is it's the trophy. All right. So the trophy is the shape of the clubhouse at the very, very tip top. It's called the Crow's Nest.
The Crow's Nest.
It's the Crow's Nest. It's just surrounded by windows. It's beautiful. You go up Magnolia Lane and you just see it. Magnolia Lane, if you guys haven't seen it, Google that because that's lined with trees with I forget what is it, Spanish moss hanging down from them.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The azaleas are in bloom. Oh,
I heard about that the other day, and I looked at the pictures of it because they're like, oh, it's one of the best traditions in sports and all that. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm sure it is a good tradition. I'm like, because for being how utterly gorgeous the course is, I was like, man, this clubhouse, you can tell it's very much rooted in the past. It looks like an old style bed and breakfast.
Yeah, it looks like an old plantation. Is what it is.
It's like I didn't even see the outside pictures of it. I was just seeing like the inside of the rooms and the things and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that. Yeah. But they just take turns to get one night there. They say, right?
Yes. But the one of my favorite traditions about the Masters is the dinner. So every year, so like Scottie Scheffler won in 2022. So the next year they have is it the Monday or the Tuesday before the Masters? All of the previous champions come to they wear their green jackets, shirt and tie, and they have a dinner in honor of the previous year's winner. Okay? Yeah. So, and the previous year's winner gets to pick the menu. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Bubba Watson, he's won it twice. He had the same meal both times. Grilled chicken breast, side salad, like very generic, like no taste buds kind of stuff. All right? Yeah. Stuff that your sister would like, Jason.
Yeah.
But Scottie Scheffler is from Texas. Went to Texas A&M. Texas A&M. He lives in Texas. So he had a very Texas style dinner. He had cheeseburger sliders, which were served Scotty style, which is how he makes them, lettuce, tomato, whatever. Firecracker shrimp, spicy tortilla soup, a Texas ribeye steak or blackened catfish, and then warm chocolate chip skillet cookie. And then it came with, and it was paired with 2 different wines, and it says that they put the menu out, served in honor of Mr. Scottie Scheffler, But Tiger Woods has won the Masters quite a few times. Tiger Woods Masters dinner, and then after this, I'm calling it off because Tiger Woods Masters dinner. All right, so. Tiger Woods has won the Masters 6 times. He's had cheeseburgers, chicken sandwiches, french fries, milkshakes, whatever. He was young. Sushi, porterhouse steak, chicken. 2003 was a repeat of 2002, but it added sashimi, salads, crab cakes, asparagus, mashed potatoes, and chocolate truffle cake. 2020 was probably the best. Augusta roll, which was tempura shrimp, spicy tuna, avocado, and eel sauce, steak and chicken fajitas, grilled vegetables, Mexican rice, sour cream, guacamole, whatever, and then a dessert with a trio of flan, churros, and Ramsey. You ready? Sopapillas.
Oh yes, sopapillas, baby.
Right. So I mean, he's had some pretty good dinners. But I look it up. I mean, there've been some very good ones. I just love the tradition. It's Augusta. Gonna go make me a pimento cheese sandwich and watch it on Sunday.
You go do that.
I'm definitely gonna. No cell phones allowed on the premises though. So like, no, you're not gonna get any fan pictures inside. You have to lock your phone up in a locker before you go in.
That kind of stinks. I wish there was more photos of things of the action. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it would be, but it's also 87 years. No cell phones have been allowed on the premises.
It's pretty impressive. 87 years ago.
Yeah, 87 years ago, no cell phones were. There was not a cell phone in sight 87 years ago.
Just people living in the moment.
Yeah, but I mean, and you got to think. You go to Augusta, you're spending a pretty nice chunk of change getting a ticket to see the Masters, but the food is so cheap. A pimento cheese sandwich is $1.50. A beer is $3. Like, the food is one of the selling points of going to Augusta. The other selling point is the fantastic golf that you're going to see and the beautiful golf course. I'm done. Jason, where can they find us?
You can find us on our social medias. We've got Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You can listen along on Spotify, Anchor, and Apple Podcasts. You can watch this video and others like it on our YouTube channel. You go to YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the like button, and click the little notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Dang, what is wrong with you tonight? Jesus.
I'm having a stroke.
Before we sign off, thank you, Ramsey, for hopping on and giving us a little lowdown baseball talk.
Thanks for having me. I'm always happy to spew my baseball. Nobody else wants to talk baseball with me usually, so I'm happy I got to do it.
Absolutely. Listen,
tonight.
Baseball season's a long season, and we have episodes every other week. So whenever you want to hop on and text baseball.
I will say, next week is supposed to be an Ignorant Skeptics. It is going to be another Deep Impact because we're going to preview the NFL Draft.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. It will not be an Ignorant Skeptics week, but you'll get 2 back-to-back episodes of Ignorant Skeptics. So.
Oh, that's a lot of research. But no, Ramsey might have to get you to hop on next week, and let's try and get James to hop on next week since the draft is going to be where he lives.
Oh, get some live reporting from James at the draft.
Yeah,
he could be the draft correspondent.
Dude, don't tempt me. We're gonna try it. All right, guys. I will talk to you later.
Yep.
I'm gonna go hang out with my wife.
All right, you go do
Bye-bye.
it. See ya.